Hey, welcome to Following Funnel Force. My name is Brent, and I have my business partner here, Glenn Martin, with me. How are you all doing today? Glenn, thanks for being here.
Great to be here. Glenn Martin here with you all, and I'm excited to dig into some things this morning.
Heck yeah, man. Well, we've got some special stuff planned for today. For people that are in small business, local business, you have to do some of your own sales. As you know, if you're the owner or you've got a small sales team, this is going to be invaluable. We actually took module one from the course that I outlined that is actually currently as added value within our local area blueprint course that local agency blueprint course local agency blueprint course that we have currently for sale right now. We're selling this whole standalone course as added value when inside of that. But it won't be for forever. But we want to be able to gain some exposure for some of the value that's in there. So we're going to talk about some of the stuff that's in module one. And Glenn and I are excited to kind of go through some of this stuff today. This whole sales course that we wrote is based off of selling millions of dollars of advertising over the course of 10 plus years. And marketing services and whatnot. There's a lot of stuff that can be wrapped into that. But essentially, we're going to be talking about how you can, as a local agency, go around and understand your sales attitude, number one, but then develop some sales process that works with you, your personality, your business model, etc. I know that kind of initially I wanted to get a chance to just, help people kind of understand a little bit here on what was going on. So actually I threw some notes up here. I think Glenn's got some notes, but we're gonna make this systematic for people today. So it stays on topic and you're able to you really get some value out of this. And we're going to do a couple different episodes kind of based on this topic, um, which will be really beneficial. So how we're going to get started. So introducing, today, really getting into the preparation and strategy of cultivating a winning attitude, which is probably one of the most valuable things in sales. Because if you, number one, if you don't have peace with this fact that, you are in the sales profession now, if you're the business owner, you're in sales. You have to understand that what you're doing is to benefit other people, and it's not just to make money. I think that so many people, they start off on the wrong foot. They get into the sales career thinking, hey, I can make a lot of money in sales. That's what I've heard. I don't have a lot of experience in either A, selling, or either B, the product that they're selling, but they know that they can get on the job training. It doesn't require 4 degrees to be able to go and, make a lot of money as somebody that does have, maybe like a medical degree or a PhD, and they're a, tenured professor, and they've been, for, teaching for however long, or maybe they're, um, whatever they are that requires multiple degrees in order to make a multi six-figure income. They, they can do it in sales, and most people, they know that they loathe it. They don't want to do it. That's why most people kind of look down on sales, because they look at salespeople as, they're doing stuff just to make a buck. And unfortunately, that gives the whole sales profession a really bad rap. And I got started in network marketing years ago. I don't pursue that business anymore, even though I think the business model is great. The whole idea is that I learned early on that you have to first care about other people, and how what you're selling, your product, your business, your service, whatever it is, has to benefit other people first. And then once you buy into that first, like you make your first sale, which is you first, then everything else falls into place, and people actually buy what you have. They buy you. Um, Glenn, I'd love to get your feedback on this, because, you've got a lot of experience with doing a lot of different things in different business spaces and whatnot. Do you want to speak to that and how that, resonates with you?
Yeah, I think you hit on a couple of things that I think are really important when you look at the mindset of, you're helping people with your sales versus, there's a lot of, and this will never go away. There's a lot of people that they hate salespeople because they're trying to force them to buy something that they don't want. I think as a salesperson, that is your very first thing is you need to believe in yourself and you need to believe in your product and then target it to people that need what you have. And that changes everything when you're going out to do sales because no one wants to be that guy that's trying to, people say, oh, I could sell ice to an Eskimo. It's actually kind of a dumb analogy because Eskimos don't need ice. So why would you try to sell them? You need to go to someone like that's in the Sahara Desert, and they need ice and you're like, here, this is something that can help you and this is why. And they're like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like I've been looking for this. That's sales. See, there's a
Yeah.
big difference between pressure and between filling needs. And I think that's where sometimes salespeople can really get a bad rap is because they have been taught that I will sell anything to anybody, whether you need it or not, because I got to make my money because I'm going to take care of my family. Respectful, to take care of your family, but if you want to have a long-term career in sales, I look at the clients that I have and ones that I've had when I worked for other companies even, and we're still friends to this day. I was literally chatting with a gentleman on Instagram this morning. I had a sales call. This guy actually didn't even buy from me. He wanted what we had, is just wrong timing. And then I ended up transitioning out of that, position. Him and I have stayed friends and we talk about family, we talk about God, we talk about all these things. Why? Because I wasn't trying to sell him something that he didn't have and we were able to develop a relationship. So I just think that's the biggest thing to look at first is, do you believe in your product? Do you believe in yourself? But are you finding people and are you targeting people that actually want what you have? And it's such a game changer in that whole space.
Yeah, it is. And what's really cool is that when let's go further than even just believing in yourself, but like going into kind of what you were saying a little bit more on, if you believe that you're helping to serve other people with your solution that you're bringing to the table, what ends up happening is that subconsciously you get more excited about what it is that you do professionally. You're not just this salesperson anymore. You don't just sell this. What you do is you provide a solution for businesses to tell their story. Like we sell a platform for small businesses to be famous. That's what we sell. Like Funnel Force, we don't sell marketing and advertising. We literally have the ability to make you famous as a small business. We have the ability to make you known to people that need your services. And so that's what you're selling, and you can get passionate about that. It's hard to get passionate about selling SEO. Like, not that we really specialize in that anymore. We've sold that in the past, and that was, that's we know great people that do that, by the way, so we can create a referral there if you if you're looking for that. We've come to the point in business. Side note, tangent here, tangent alert. we've become mature enough in what we do to know what we really love to do and what we don't, and so will happily pass people to other professionals in our space that do whatever that desired service is that maybe someone has or would like us to do. We'll pass you to someone else that we like and respect and know that they'll treat you good. But we know what we do good. And so we like to make you famous, and we like people to know, in our methodologies, how we operate. We have a special curated system for that, and that also makes it easy for you to keep your customers coming back to you. Anyway, so enough on that. So
Good.
back to the attitude, coming off this tangent here, coming back to this whole thought process with, really not only believing in yourself, but also understanding that when you're serving people, you feel better about yourself. And that allows you to have more energy and enthusiasm and all the things that are required to get somebody else to buy into you as a person. And I think that art has been lost over the course of time, especially the last couple of years. I feel like, everyone going into this space of just not being able, sorry, phone's ringing, turn that off. um, Being able to go into the space of just, hey, I don't need to go and interact with people in person because of, XYZ's going on. Here's what I can tell you. it it's just not natural. We, as humans, we are very relational creatures. We, it's hard to like feel good about yourself if you're walking on the sidewalk and you see someone else and you don't acknowledge them as a human. Like, you don't feel good. We are relational beings. Like, we care about other people, regardless of whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. You might not want to talk to that person, but you can at least acknowledge their existence. And in sales, you just take that further. You start to really place value on the other person and what their needs are to be able to fill their needs. And if you've got a product, you can serve them that fills their needs. If you don't, you're going to reach a spot in your sales career where you understand, hey, that person's not my potential client. That's just not a good fit. And then you can easily go to the next person, assess their needs. Oh, this person does need my services. Let me tell you about what I do. Boom. And then there's something that is magical that happens, and you can not just close a sale, you open the door to a new relationship. And that's how, if you're running local business, it's so relevant to understand this, because sure, people online, you open up a business and people are going into your sales funnel buying your product. Maybe you don't care about having a long standing relationship because you're selling something, some widget, gidget, whatever it thing, and you don't need you don't need a good reputation. Maybe that doesn't, you feel like that doesn't apply to you. At some point, you're going to get tired of coming out with the next widget, and you're going to want a good reputation. It does pay to care about other people. It does pay to be able to get people to like you and to want to build a relationship with you. And you have to provide something of value in order for that to last. It can't just be, oh, you're a likable person and you have this thing that doesn't work. You have to have something that also really fixes their problem. And that's why I think we're excited about where we are now in business, because we've got really three things that work together harmoniously to fix people's problem. And so now we get to come together and teach people that process. But anyway, anything you want to speak to that, Glenn, with just kind of what are just touching on, with basically helping people feel better about themselves when they serve people, is almost like that progression of, having a good attitude and believing in yourself. Obviously that's important. Most people don't. But then also, like, knowing that you've got a good product, believing in your product. But then what does that do for you when you know that you're serving people? Like, any other thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just has a long-term impact on your overall life in general. Because if you're selling something that you don't believe in, your self-image will be ultimately affected by it. But I think that you start to look at yourself as a fraud in your life. Like that's a problem. I have heard of people in sales positions where they were basically lying to make sales because they needed to make money for their family. And I've had conversations with these people and they said, well, that's how we're taught to sell. But he's like, I'm not already selling. And I'm like, why? Because he didn't feel good about his process. He thought the product was not bad, but he didn't like the process. And so now he felt like he was living a lie, which he was, right? Because he was and so what was happening, it was hurting him as a person. He's destroying his self-image because he's like, I am lying to make profit. So then the money that he makes doesn't feel good because it was, and so it starts to destroy your life from the inside out. When you believe in your product and you know you're helping them, now you're not afraid of that person saying, you need to talk to Glenn, you need to talk to Brent, versus them saying, stay away from that guy. Seems like a
Yeah.
nice guy, but dude, your reputation will precede you, and you want it to be a good reputation. I was talking with a gentleman the other day, and he literally, before him and I even had a conversation, we had spoke on social media, and he referred me to one of his friends. He said, you need to talk He didn't tell me he referred. We talked on social media. His friend reached out to me, said you were referred to me by so and so. I was like, oh, interesting. We had a conversation. That guy's probably going to be one of my clients. And then the guy that referred me, we had a call. I think it was yesterday. Was our very first conversation. And why am I telling you that? I believe in the product that we sell. He knew I believed in it from our conversation, and he knew we could deliver. And he referred his friend before him and I have even had a interaction on a call or in person. I'm excited about that because I want my reputation preceding me, even with individuals that I don't yet know very well, that they can say, this guy does good work. I need you to talk to him. Versus stay away from them. They'll take your
Yeah.
money and you're going to be in bad hands. That coupled with believing in yourself is everything when it comes to sales, because belief obviously drives everything in our life, but it's just such a cool thing. Belief drives it, and then the more you are confident, the more you help more people, then you're helping the world because those people are able to go and help their customers better, and it really creates a snowball effect in service. And we talked about this last episode of how entrepreneurs are what really are the backbone of society, and without entrepreneurs serving and helping each other and other people, where are we? And that's what you need to think about. So, yeah, this is good.
Totally. Totally. No, I love it. Hey, this is awesome. And I think that this is going to be really good going into the next episode. Let me give everybody real quick before we close out of here, Glenn. Let me tell everyone kind of where we're going next episode. So we're going to be talking about setting up mini victories and cold calling on the next episode. And so we're going to talk about things that are just really beneficial for time hacks and being able to like set up your day before your current, setting up tomorrow before today ends, debriefing, different debriefing on what you did today, getting better for tomorrow, and then making yourself carry on that good attitude into the next day before you even get out the door, or eliminating friction to get you out the door to get face to face with your clients and your potential clients. And that's really big. So with that, thank you all for joining Glenn and myself. We're definitely excited to be sharing some of this stuff with you all, and hope that you'll tune in and follow our podcast, subscribe to our podcast. Thanks so much, and look forward to seeing you all here very, very soon.
Thank you, guys.